Your aging father says certain things over and over. I'm fine. Drive safe. You never call anymore. They sound simple, but almost none of them mean what they seem to mean. Today, I'll translate 7 things your father says all the time and what he is really telling you underneath, especially the last one. If you have an aging parent, subscribe. This channel is about understanding the people who raised us. Here's the thing about men of your father's generation. They speak in code. They were never taught to say the deep things directly. Feelings were kept private, love was shown and not spoken, and asking for anything emotional was simply not done. But the feelings never went anywhere. They are all still there, as strong as ever. So they found other ways out. They slipped inside the small, ordinary, everyday phrases, the ones he repeats so often that you've long since stopped really hearing them. Your father has been speaking to you in this code for years, saying enormous things inside tiny sentences, quietly hoping you might hear what's underneath. Most people never do. They take the words at face value their whole lives and miss what was actually being said. So today, let me hand you the translation guide. Here are 7 things your father says and what he really means. Number 7. I'm fine. Ask your father how he's doing, and this is what you'll get, every single time. I'm fine, can't complain. Sometimes it's even true, but often it is a shield, and you should understand exactly what that shield is protecting. It's protecting you. He may be lonely that week, or worried, or aching in ways he'd never mention, but he will still say, I'm fine, because the last thing on earth he wants is to become a weight on your life. He carried your worries for decades. He refuses to make you carry his. So the translation of I'm fine is this: I don't want my troubles to ever touch you. It is love dressed up as small talk. And here is what to do with that. When he says it, don't just accept the first answer. Gently ask again. I know, Dad, but how are you really doing? Something remarkable happens when you ask a second time. It tells him you actually want the truth, that he isn't burdening you, that someone genuinely wants to know. The first answer is the shield. The second answer, if you make room for it, is often the real one. Give him that room. Few people ever do. And if the real answer comes out, a worry, an ache, a lonely stretch, resist the urge to immediately fix it or minimize it. Just listen. Being heard without becoming a burden is exactly the thing he's been quietly going without. You may be the only person in his life who ever asks twice. Number 6. I don't need anything. Ask him what he wants for his birthday or what you can bring when you visit, and there it is. Nothing. Don't spend your money on me. And he means it, but not the way it sounds. After a lifetime of being the provider, being given things makes him genuinely uncomfortable. Receiving feels backwards to him. But listen closer, because the translation of I don't need anything is this: the thing I want, you can't buy. It's you. Your presence is the gift. An afternoon of your time is worth more to him than anything in a store. The visit where you're not rushing off, the meal together, the hour where he has your full attention, that is what he actually wants and will never, ever ask for. So give him that first, and then quietly ignore his protest and bring some small, personal thing anyway, because for all his objections, he will keep it and treasure it far longer than you'd believe. He doesn't need anything. He needs you. Now you know the difference. Number 5. Have you eaten? Do you need money? You could be 50 years old with a career and a family, and your father will still ask if you've eaten, still try to press a folded bill into your hand as you leave, still insist on paying, still send you home with food. It might feel like he doesn't quite see you as the capable adult you are, but that's not what this is. Providing is his mother tongue. It is the language of love he grew up speaking, where a father showed his heart not with words, but by making sure his family was fed, safe, and taken care of. He cannot always say, "I love you," but he can put food in front of you. He can slip you $20. And in his language, those are the exact same sentence. So the translation of "have you eaten" is simply, "let me still be your father. Let me take care of you one more time." And here's what to do. Sometimes, even when you don't need it, let him. Take the money, eat the food, accept the care. Because every time you receive it, you are letting him love you in the only dialect he's truly fluent in. Refusing it may feel humble, but accepting it is the kinder gift. Number 4. Drive safe. Text me when you get home. Every goodbye, without fail. It can sound like a reflex, or even like nagging. You're a grown adult, you know how to drive. But this phrase may be the purest piece of code on this entire list. Because what it actually means is, my love is following you out that door, and I will not fully rest until I know you're safe. He doesn't settle in for the evening after you leave. Part of him stays with you, on the road, until that text comes through. And when it does, made it home, somewhere across town, a man you love exhales and finally relaxes into his chair. That is what Drive Safe is. It is not a comment about traffic. It is the closest thing to "I love you" that some fathers ever manage to say out loud. So never leave without hearing it for what it is. Send the text the moment you're home, never make him wait on it. And every once in a while, answer the code in plain language. "I will, Dad. Love you too." Watch what that does. If you're starting to hear your own father in these phrases, if you can already hear his voice saying them, then stay with me, because the last 3 are the deepest ones, and the final one changes how you'll hear every goodbye. Number 3. You never call anymore. It usually comes out sideways, as a joke, or a little jab, maybe with a dry laugh attached. "Oh, so you do remember my number?" And it's easy to hear it as guilt-tripping, easy to get a little defensive about how busy your life is. But strip away the prickly surface and look at what's underneath. Because the translation of "you never call anymore" is simply this: I miss you more than I know how to say. That's all it is. A man of his generation cannot bring himself to say, "I'm lonely," or "I miss you." The words are too vulnerable, too exposed. So the longing puts on armor and comes out as a complaint. What he'll never tell you is that he notices exactly how long it's been since your last call, that the phone sits within reach of his chair, that on quiet days he half hopes every ring is you. So don't argue with the words, answer the meaning. Skip the defensiveness, skip the excuses, and just say, "You're right, Dad, I'll call you Wednesday." And then actually call on Wednesday. A short call is fine. 10 minutes means more than you know. It was never about the phone anyway. It was about being missed. And notice what happens on the call itself. He'll likely keep it short, insist he doesn't want to keep you, tell you to get back to your busy day. Code again. He could happily stay on that line for an hour. He's just giving you the exit first, so you never feel trapped by him. Number 2. Do you remember when? He tells the same stories again and again. The fishing trip, the old car, the thing you did when you were 7. You could recite some of them word for word by now, and it's tempting to sigh when another one starts up. But understand what is actually happening when he says, "Do you remember when?" He is not losing track of what he's already told you. He is visiting. Those years, the ones when you were small, when the house was loud, when he was young and strong and needed, were the best years of his entire life. And retelling the stories is the only way he has left to live inside them again, for a few minutes at a time. The translation is this: "Those days with you were my treasure. Come back there with me, just for a moment." So the next time a familiar story begins, don't rush it. Sit back and let him have the visit. Better yet, ask him something about it you've never asked. What happened next? What he was thinking? What you were like back then? You'll hand him one of the great joys of his old age, an audience for his happiest memories in the company of the person who made them happy. And number one, the deepest one of all, see you soon. Come back soon. He says it lightly at the end of every visit with a wave from the doorway. It sounds like nothing. It is not nothing. Because at his age, your father has learned something that you may still have the luxury of forgetting, that next time is a hope, not a promise. He doesn't take another visit for granted anymore, not one. So when he says, "See you soon," what he is really saying is this: "I'm already looking forward to the next time. Please make sure there is a next time." That is why he walks you all the way to the door. That is why he stands there while you pull away, waving until you're out of sight, watching a beat longer than he needs to. Every goodbye now carries a small, quiet weight for him, the awareness, never spoken, that one of these goodbyes will eventually be the last one, and that no one ever knows which. He would never say that to you. It would frighten you both. So instead he says, "Come back soon." And now that you can hear what it truly means, you can answer it properly. Don't just say, "Will do, Dad." Give him a date. "I'll be back on the 15th." Because what he wants, more than anything, isn't a goodbye at all. It's the certainty of a hello still to come. And if you do give him that date, here is what you'll never see. After your car disappears down the street, he'll go back inside and write it on the calendar. And for the next however many days, that little square of ink will quietly organize his whole week. Something to look forward to, something certain, something with you in it. That is what those two small words were asking for all along. So there's your translation guide. "I'm fine" means I'm protecting you. "I don't need anything" means I need you. "Have you eaten" means let me love you the only way I know. "Drive safe" means my heart goes with you. "You never call" means I miss you. "Remember when" means those days were my treasure. And "see you soon" means promise me there's a next time. Your father has been saying I love you for years. You just needed the code. So here's what I'm asking you to do. The very next time you hear one of these phrases, and you will, probably this week, don't answer the words, answer the meaning. Text him the moment you're home. Call him Wednesday. Ask for the rest of the story. Give him the date of your next visit. And once in a while, translate it all the way back into plain language and just say it. "I love you too, Dad." Watch his face when you do. If this helped you finally hear what your father has been saying all along, take a moment to subscribe and share it with someone whose father is still here. And then go answer him in the language he's been speaking to you your whole life.